Yeah, we're in the basement of the South Holland Public Library where they're holding this meeting because they can't use the township building across the street. More on that later. This is an emergency meeting called by two Thornton Township trustees. We're going to walk in as it's happening right now, who are opposed to Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. Now, the goal of this meeting was to simply get the township reopened, which has been basically ground to a halt because of the township's insurance coverage that lapsed. All services have stopped, and the township building is physically locked across the street. They also want to pass the tax levy for the township, a procedural move. They need to keep tax revenues flowing in. All this a part of an ongoing political battle between those two trustees and Supervisor Henyard, who they accuse of withholding financial information while she's at the center of an FBI corruption investigation. Now, the big question here this afternoon was, will Tiffany Henyard show up for this meeting? And as it turns out, she did not. The meeting waited till about, it was supposed to start at 4 o'clock. They waited till about 4:15 when Trustee Chris Gonzalez stood up and said, we're not going to be able to have the meeting, but we will be able to have public comment, and that is what is happening right now. Members of the public speaking their mind about Tiffany Henyard and the problems that the taxpayers here in Thornton Township are facing. Now, there is supposed to be another meeting in the village of Dolton where Tiffany Henyard serves as mayor. It's supposed to start at 6 o'clock tonight. The status of that meeting is in question, however. An aide to Henyard has been sending out notices that the meeting has been canceled for safety and security concerns. However, we've been talking to the people, representatives of the four trustees opposed to Henyard there. They say they do intend to go on with that meeting tonight. They say that the meeting will be safe, there will be police on hand, and that they do have enough trustees on hand to form a quorum so that this meeting will be legal and can be held. It does not appear that Tiffany Henyard is going to show up at that meeting. So the political imbroglio continues here in Thornton Township and in the village of Dolton. We'll keep you posted as to what's coming next. Back to you.
If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. All right, guys, just a few announcements. We're about to get started in a little bit. Our senior trustee, Jason House, he's running a little late, but we know how the weather is out there, so we're going to give him a little time. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, sorry, we're going to start a little late, but we're here and we shall be starting shortly, and I do apologize sincerely for the short delay. Thank you.
I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. It won't be long. I'm gonna be somebody to lean on. Oh, brother, and you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on.
Good evening, everybody. How are you today? Always wonderful to see everybody. We've been in court before, so the judge mentioned that the mayor pro tem ordinance, we have to make sure we at least allow an opportunity for the mayor to attend. So we'll start the meeting at 6:45 to allow that opportunity in case the mayor has had a change of decision.
Okay, all right. 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 Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Tiffany has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Tiffany has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Tiffany has got to go. What do you want? Justice. And when do you want it? Now. What do you want? Justice. And when do you want it? Now. Clean House 2025. Clean House 2025. Clean House 2025. Clean House 2025. If we don't get justice. 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 Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Tiffany has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Tiffany has got to go. Justice for Leah. Justice for Leah. Justice for Alexis. Justice for Alexis. If we don't get when one of us is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When one of us is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that.
Okay, time is 6:45, so we will proceed with this meeting. I want to open up because we know there was some confusion. A letter went out earlier today that the meeting was canceled. Of course, the Board of Trustees had not received any evidence of a credible threat, nor have we heard anything about, have we been briefed on that. So without getting that information, the meeting must proceed. We do have knowledge, of course, of a peaceful protest. The Board of Trustees recognizes and respects everybody's right to speak their voice, and we are here to hear your concerns. That being said, we appreciate the manner and the energy in the room. We know that there's a lot of frustration, so please, as you come, let the board know. Of course, state your disagreement or your gripe, and then talk about what outcomes you would like. As a board member, we're not prepared at the moment to be able to fix everything, but we need to hear your voice so that as we're doing our planning, we know what steps we need to take, and we will do everything within our power to make sure that everybody is heard. So I want to thank everybody for organizing and doing so peacefully. Let your passion speak, but without being disrespectful or creating conflict, right? So we appreciate that. We're here for it. I'm going to turn over for a moment to our attorney, Mike McGrath, just so he can clarify the legality of this meeting, and then we'll get started.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. The meeting tonight was properly posted. The agenda was put up in a timely manner. There was word that was put out by the mayor that there was some sort of a threat. Obviously, the board, as Trustee Huss has stated, they're not aware of any threat. They've not been advised of any threat, and it doesn't seem like there is any threat. In the back of the room, there's a number of law enforcement officers from the county as well as your own department. If there was any bona fide threat, certainly they would let the trustees know. They wouldn't let this meeting proceed. They wouldn't want anyone to be in harm's way. I think it's just a way of the mayor to try to attempt to cancel this meeting, knowing that there was a peaceful protest or people going to come up and speak their mind, and she didn't want to face those people. So it's a proper and legal meeting.
Thank you very much. With that being said, I will ask Clerk Key for a roll call, please.
Good evening, everybody. And thank you for coming out. Trustee Tammy Baker Brown.
I guess this must be Tammy Faye Baker, but I am present.
I changed her name for tonight.
Faye Baker.
Trustee House. I need to announce that the mayor's not here.
Okay. Okay, one announcement from Clerk Key.
Is my mic off? Okay. For the record, I need to mention that the mayor is not present. So when I took the attendance, I didn't call her name. So Mayor Henyard is absent.
Okay, so we will open with public comment. We'll ask anybody that has comments, please come up to the mic for 3 minutes to address the body, and we will advise as the 3-minute mark is approached. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, greetings in the name of the Father, everybody. I heard those voices, and all I'm gonna say to that, man, is that lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. And let's keep the harmony going. Because if you're gonna stand for one, you're gonna stand for all. And here's my thing about how we stand. All this standing divided, this is exactly why we keep falling. And for every day that we don't stand divided, we fall even farther. I also heard the prayer. The bottom line is, we the people, this is where we clean house.
So lately, I've been hearing individuals like Michael Smith emphasizing the importance of respecting the chair. However, I find it challenging to comprehend how we can extend respect to an inanimate object, particularly when the person occupying the chair fails to demonstrate respect for the people they are supposed to serve. It is essential to remember that respect is reciprocal and trust must be earned. Since we as a community have not received either respect or trust, it is only reasonable that we would hold our respect, as it is a two-way street that should originate with the individual holding the position of authority. I would never respect someone who chose to fire a sexual assault victim to keep an alleged predator named Andrew Holmes in a seat just to vote her way. I would never respect someone who refuses to show empathy for the people who worked for and almost died for her while doing so. I would never respect nor vote for someone who uses her power to close down businesses unless they agree to pay to play so that she and her boyfriend can ride around in style using our taxpayer dollars. I am asking the seniors to do research to discover why so many of us have been demanding that the super mayor step down from power. Do not be lured in by gifts that appear to be free, because they are not free.
We reached the 3-minute mark.
Since she has been in power, her decisions have not been made by consulting with the residents or the trustees.
We've hit 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Okay. I had to make that special. I'm almost done.
Okay.
Her decisions have been made out of greed, not reason. And she has never responded to our request to show receipts. Her days in power are almost over. From this point on, her decisions will be made out of desperation, like a caged animal. I will end it with this, Mr. Mayor, and I quote, "Animals do not respond to reason. Clean House 2025, Dolton Rising. I stand with Fanil. Justice for Alexis."
Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to let the residents know, every event that was held at Just Ice, every event that was held at Melanie Fitness Center / police station was not voted on by the trustees. You have to have an intergovernment agreement from these guys up here in order to hold anything in Dolton, and everything that she have held in those particular places. I want you to know that they were illegal, every event. The skating rink is deplorable now. So I'm gonna do it at the polls. And I'm asking everybody to come out in droves February the 25th, 2025 for Clean House. And we need the whole slate. Mr. Brown, I'm so disappointed in you, I could just throw up. But I wish that you would have a heart and open your eyes to what's really going on, because this woman
We reached the 3-minute
have
mark.
robbed us blind.
All I want to say is, Mayor Tiffany, if you're watching, do you think one day that they are going to have a memorial park in your name? So
3 minutes, 30 seconds.
I stand up for all the Dolton and Thornton Township residents.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello. We're just trying to say, when everybody gets up to speak, can you please state your name? That's all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angela Hubbard. I'm here to inform the mayor, Tiffany Henyard, and Kamal Woods came short on their rent payments from August 2024 through December 2024. Just this morning. Now it's January 2025, and as of today, you are late. So don't forget to add all the late fees. Although I'm not part of the litigation, I am Janetta Hull's mother, and standing here in her stead. I've been watching all your shenanigans for about 4 years and truly can't keep up. Thanks to NBC5 reporter Regina Waldrop's documentary, The Cost of Chaos in Dolton, a few weeks ago, that detailed most of her underhanded BS. Tiffany, you always say, let me educate you. Well, yes, you have educated us on what to do when renting to a tenant. We will for sure do our due diligence for future tenants. An example, background checks, maybe even fingerprints and blood draws. So we were good on renting to a mayor and her guy. Boy, were we educated. We thought we were doing you a favor by looking out for your safety and keeping you low key when it came to the lights and gas bill not being in your name. Tiffany, you and Kamal are simply wrong and should be super tired of this debauchery. Tiffany, you have disgraced the town of Dolton, Thornton Township, and I'm sure your own parents. Now you are commingling in Thornton Township funds, allegedly. I once heard you quote Dr. King about being the dream. No, Tiff, you are a nightmare. The audacity of you and Kamal to change locks, garage codes, and not giving Janetta access to even inspect her Harvard house. Reminder, it is illegal. Reminder, Zoom eviction court tomorrow, 1 p.m. I believe Tiffany and Kamal were trying to steal my daughter's house from under her and probably turn it into an Airbnb or sell it to a friend for a few $1,000s. I'm praying you do the right thing, Tiffany and Kamal, that you voluntarily pay up your arrears and submit keys. You're messing with a black woman that's in power, and that's Janetta Hull, the landlord, the owner of the current mayor and Kamal. One last note, I stand with Jedediah Brown, a wise man who knows how to advocate truth and justice. I stand with Miss Fania Dukes. May God continue to give you strength. Justice for Janetta Hull, the landlord. With all this being said, Bees better have her money.
That's going to be a hard act to follow. However, it's been well documented. I'm sorry, I sort of state my name. My name is Dan Lee, almost 40 years in Dolton, or whatever, I lost track. But anyhow, I want to concentrate more on us. I don't want to talk about the wannabe dictator, dingbat, disrespectful individual that's not here right now. But this is going beyond hashtag now. We're in a movement. And every last one of you that comes in here, that contributes to Clean House 25, that supports us, you are part of a movement now. This is no plaything right now. We can do this.
Good evening. Good evening. Former future trustee Edward Steve has two first names. I want to commend the Board of Trustees for conducting this meeting tonight. I want to commend and give my shots and spread prayers to Sister Fania. I heard that video, that terrible video, and I commend your strength. I commend Jed for shifting the focus back to what's important because they were getting bold. She thought she had something with the caucus and she was really doing the interviews. And Andrew was really getting bold talking about my minister, Minister Louis Farrakhan, compared to the minister, compared to Father Flager and black people. He got real bold, like he didn't do none of that stuff. How dare she compare herself to Harriet Tubman, black leaders who sacrificed for black people. So it's an embarrassment where we're at. She's duping the seniors residents. She is duping the seniors. So when you see your senior residents, tell her how do you feel if she did that to your daughter? Kick her to the curb and fire her. How do you feel if she did it to your sister, your niece, your nephew, niece, granddaughter, anybody? This is the reality that we deal with. So I commend the fight. I commend where we're at. And it's time for us, as Jason said, change the narrative in Dolton and Clean House 2025. Peace.
While we wait on the next speaker, I want to give an acknowledgement to former Commissioner Kevin Bowen, the Change the Narrative originator with Clean House 2025. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, all. My name is Mary Avant. I am also running for trustee in Thornton Township. Just keep that name in mind. I don't want anybody to accuse me of anything, but I thought I was going to be able to let my mayor know just how much she educates us. Every time she gets to the podium or gets the mic, she tells us that we have a dictator trying to take over now. And they locked them out of the caucus, but she seems to forget all they did was take a page out of her book. Didn't she lock us out in the cold and in the rain? So we're going to educate her. But if I don't do anything else tonight,
that's my mama, Mary. So listen, I have probably been to several of these meetings and have never hit this podium. I'm here today, though. I'm not talking about Tiffany. I think we've talked about her enough. I think we've given her enough airtime. So my response is to this board and to Jason, who will be our next mayor for 2020. There is a lot of damage that has been done. And I'm not gonna tell my name because I fear for my life. There's somebody after me, right? Bring it. However, there's been a lot of damage done. I commend the board for staying focused and not entertaining the entertainment, because there's been some entertainment, right? However, what I want to say to you is, please, I'm begging you, show us something different. We are trusting you to take this garbage and make it into something that Dolton can be proud of. And you guys will be the ones that will be your name in lights because you were able to turn it around. We are trusting you. We are putting faith in you. Behind putting faith in God, we are praying that you continue to stay focused and do the right thing.
Thank you. Before we go, I just out of curiosity, is anybody in here from Harvey?
Right here.
No shade, Harvey. No shade.
Right here.
We neighbors. No shade. Absolutely. All right. Thank you.
Hey, Dolton. My name is Chappelle Hooks. I am a Harvey Library trustee, newly elected 2023. I thank the people for the 1,490 something votes. I ain't gonna go with the 82% because it just ain't, math ain't math. But I stand with y'all. I love the fight. I love to see the people that come out and y'all standing on y'all business. But I will say this. This must be a round table because I think Tiffany, Clark, and Thaddeus, all of them sitting around the table together. And they dishing out the plans because everybody look alike. All these cities is going through the same thing. The only difference is y'all can talk at y'all meetings. We can't. We go to jail. We get $500 disorderly conduct fines. I'm fighting one now. But I stand with y'all. I really love to see that you guys know what you want. You know what you want in this community. You know what they are planning to give y'all. That's why y'all standing behind them. Go to the polls, vote, talk to these young folks, get them to come out here and vote. Because the more you put them on, the longer your community will be the way you want it to be. That's where a lot of stuff is falling off, is because our kids are not getting up in here and they not voting. So we have to continue this fight. This fight that y'all doing, bring these kids. Let them see. Let them see your fight. Let them carry this fight on. Don't let it stop with us. Let it go. Let it go farther. So when we dead and gone, they gonna live. We can die in peace because they'll be living the dream that we want, because the dream she talking about, I don't see it. Unless I'm sleepwalking or something, I don't see it. But I'm telling y'all, continue the fight. I will stand with y'all. It's Harvey in the house. We back there. We back there. I love y'all. Continue to watch my Facebook Live, because guess what? We gonna put some of these people on blast. All right? Clean House 2025.
Good evening. I'm not going to drop anything because she's not here. But what I am going to do is say to every one of you all, thank you for allowing me to share in this moment with you. We've had some highs and some lows, but we're going to be all right. Yeah. And I just want to say this so that history will have it right. And I appreciate everybody. I don't really need applause or thanks. I did not start a movement. I joined it. I am echoing it, and I endeavor to be the wind in your back. I just want to definitely tell another young man who I have watched this process, Nate Fields, I'm damn proud of you. It really should have been a better clap, but I'm damn proud of you. And as somebody who once aspired in certain places, don't stop, keep going. God has a way of making it happen. But I want to thank Sherry, Alicia, the Roberts, Thelma, Dr. Cloud, Stephanie, Danley, Vivian, Sheila, Mary, Valerie, and everybody I did not name, because as of today, you have your focus and you have your movement. And these are the words that are very simple. I'm now going to step aside and be the wind in your back from my respective place. But y'all got it. and I'm confident victory is near. Any more videos? Because we're waiting for them. But y'all, please give her the most love and the warmest welcome as she takes her 3 minutes. Y'all stand to y'all feet if y'all don't mind for Nia Cruz. Yo!
Lord, oh my God, sit down. Sit down, y'all. Sit down. Sit down, 2025. I want to start by saying thank you. Like, y'all don't even understand how beautiful y'all look, filling this room. Y'all look amazing, and I am beyond blessed. I'm beyond grateful to have every single one of you here for me, for Alexis, for Miss Janetta, for you to be a Dolton resident, for you to be a township resident. We standing up for ourselves, and this is what it looked like. I thought I was going to be here standing up for myself by myself, but look at y'all right next to me. I love y'all too. The most thing I want to say though is, and I have been getting a lot of slack of even just how I've been, and oh, Fania, well, you don't look too sad. You couldn't be a victim. Or, oh, Fania, you're smiling too much. People are not going to think something's wrong with you. Well, they picked the wrong person. That's right. They made my narrative what my narrative is. I didn't, because why would anybody want this to be in my background? So for the negativity that I've gotten, as if I've asked for this, I'm going to pray for you. But everybody else who's behind me, attend. Hut! Clean House 2025, justice for Alexis Wilson, justice for Miss Janetta. Thank you, everybody. I love y'all. We got this. We got this. Thank y'all.
And I'm gonna use a couple of his minutes just to say one thing really quickly. It is my understanding that we had something to correct. Andrew Holmes was not married, but it appears that he apparently has got engaged on Sunday. Okay. But also, well, congratulations, Helen. And so the other thing, last but not least, I'm just using his minutes. He's giving me his minutes, Jason, Mr. Mayor House. And so this is the last thing. I want to be very clear, you all. Please consider not attacking anybody that was involved and let the facts come out. I see people have comments about Officer Miles. Please give it a moment. He can't speak for himself. I can't speak for him. There are a lot of things that has not come out. But I want y'all to understand this. When that day happened, the mayor was she had a surgery and people was trying to tend to her. They was trying to get her back. There was somebody that was detained, but it was not for the sexual assault. And it was, everybody was told one thing, that she didn't feel right in her body. They did not know exactly what it was. So public, please hold your judgment and let the facts come out. It will come out. And I'm a firm believer in one thing. The wheels may turn slow, but they do turn. Justice will be done.
Good evening, everyone. Jed does this to me every time. He makes me follow him, and he's a hard act to follow. But please, everybody, I'm giving up some of my time to give the hugest shout out to Jed. Look at all this camouflage. Please, everybody, put your hands together, because he has done so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that. Justice for Fania, justice for Alexis Wilson. I want to start by, for one, thanking the board, Mayor House. I just want to say, I chose to volunteer for their campaign, meaning boots on the ground with it, okay? So, I've been making phone calls, have had a great response, and I'm happy to report that. Like, I didn't reach one Tiffany supporter. I actually one undecided, but my goal is to flip them. But anyway, the one thing that I was a little taken aback by when I asked the residents if they wanted a sign, because mind you, they were emphatically for Clean House 2025. Some of them, I didn't even have to give my elevator pitch and they were already on board. But then when I went ahead and I asked, I'm like, well, would you like a yard sign? They're like, oh, no. They are spooked by this administration, and that is horrific, okay? That you can't just rightfully support a candidate without worrying about backlash. That is the main reason. Excuse me, my name is Alicia Nicole. I am a Thornton Township resident. I wasn't going to go back and forth with Tiffany's goons. I don't trust her people. I fear for my safety. William Moore, the administrator, made a very deliberate, inflammatory, antagonistic comment at the last meeting saying that I wasn't a resident. I don't have this kind of time to just be up here without a horse or a dog in the fight. I definitely have a dog in the fight. Another thing, one senior citizen asked me a few weeks ago, she actually came up, she approached me, she hugged me, I hugged her, and then she said, just be quiet, just don't say anything, just wait. With all due respect, absolutely not. There is no way I'm going to sit here and not say anything to the administration. Is just rogue, gutter, every bad adjective you can think of. Also, seniors, I want you guys to know, I understand you like big bingo. This board has provided everything that Tiffany feels like she's at the helm of only her being able to provide. They do bingo, they do senior luncheons, they do toy giveaway, they do everything that Tiff tries to make you think that she only has the power to do. So please take advantage of those things that the Dolton trustees are throwing. They're on the up and up. They just had a boot camp for residents. They show that they care by their actions in so many different ways, and it's not self-serving.
Reach the 3-minute mark.
3 minutes?
3 minutes.
Thank you, Clean House 2025.
About one of her cronies texting my phone telling me about lewd comments that they would do to my 13-year-old daughter, but I still came to work. I got a death threat last week with her board meeting that she had here for the township because someone was afraid for their life, and they asked me as I'm here at work to call the police. I got a text message that said, "Excuse me, I'm gonna get you, bitch." But I still came to work. And guess what? Today, I am still here at work because guess what? What you're not going to do is stop me because the Bible says a clamorous woman is foolish and know of nothing. And I am not that. This ain't that. And I am not afraid. And I'm going to continue to come to work because I have a moral obligation to the people of Dolton and Thornton Township to show you what integrity look like, to help you build the community that you guys deserve. Clean House 2025. I'm not backing them because it's a job, because quiet as kept, I'm good. I'm backing them because it's the right thing to do, and these residents, you guys deserve it. And if you don't see that by now, I don't know what to tell you. So what I'm going to tell you right now, tomorrow, I'm going to be back at work. Next week, I'm going to be back here at work because what you won't do is run me off. And you can take that to the bank. So that's how we do when we educate you the right way. Dr. Nikita Cloud, who holds a PhD in organizational leadership. I also have an honorary doctorate because for my philanthropy work, I also have a master's degree in journalism. I also have a bachelor's in communications. This is what I do. So when you come for my credentials, when you try to come for my integrity, one thing you can't come by for me, it's what I do in my work ethic. So guess what, Tiffany? I challenge you today. Come to work, sis.
I got to follow that up. I've only got a bachelor's degree. So my name's Kurt Marcucci. Some know me as Super Server. I didn't grow here, I flew here. But I admire y'all because everyone here is about to do what I did to Tiffany, and that was evict her ass. Power to all you doing that. Now, I've heard about some of these yard signs being stolen and people that are afraid to put a yard sign out. Anything that's in your yard is your property. If you get your yard sign stolen, go to the Dolton Police Department, file a police report. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to assist people with stolen property. Am I correct? Okay, we got a thumbs up. Make a police report. Put a no trespassing sign, a little no trespassing sign in your front yard. Then you got them for trespassing. Now, About half of you know how to get a hold of me. The other half knows someone who knows how to get a hold of me. If you want to help catch these SOBs that are taking the signs, get a hold of me. We'll lay a trap. We'll have the evidence. We'll throw the cuffs on them because in the words of Dee Snider and Twisted Sister, we ain't going to take it anymore. It's Clean House in 2025.
I just want to say to Fania, I'm so sorry about what happened. We won't stop fighting for your justice because we understand what you went through. And it's sad that you wasn't coherent and didn't know what he did, but we all understand what you went through and we are not going to stop our fight.
That will conclude public comment and we'll move into our general announcements. I do want to give an acknowledgement, as Ms. Vivian said, the thank you goes as well to Dolton Park District. Let's give them a round of applause for partnership with the village. That being said, I'm going to open up the floor for general announcements from anybody on the board.
Yes.
Trustee Belcher.
Happy New Year, everybody. Tammy normally do tea with the trustees, but I'm gonna steal her thunder today. We had tea with the trustees next Saturday, January 11th. My next statement is, y'all look so good out there. And the reason I say that, it was funny because I would like to thank the Dolton Police Department for coming out and just doing their job because, I mean, we pay taxes. So I definitely would like to thank the Dolton Police Department. But I kind of don't listen to YouTube unless somebody tell me to watch it. And when I heard Jedediah say we was at war, he started playing our song, I said, okay, I think I'm ready. I got my battle boots on. I said, because she always say we at war, but now when it's being reciprocated the other way, she don't want to show up for the fight. Yeah. But I would just like to say, everybody stay encouraged. We have 50 days. 50 days. And those 50 days, let me say this, it's not going to be here pretty. It's not going to be pretty. Y'all about to get some of the craziest things because all of the lies is coming out and all of the everything that somebody can do to save themselves because they know the time is up. The gig is up. So please, just if y'all have questions, reach out to us. I think many times when people send us emails, phone calls, I think we all here are diligently with getting back, especially if we don't have the answer. We try to make sure we can get the answer, but stay focused, stay the course. This next 50 days will be trying times for all of us. Every day we get emails from people saying we owe them money, but yet nobody has said the person that spent the money has went on about their way and now spending all our township money. $1.3 million for an ice rink. Don't forget it. As this, what has happened to us over the last 3.5 years, we're gonna have to dig ourselves out of this mess the next 4 years.
I've been speaking with residents for the last few weeks, and I just want you all to know that we are all in this together. This has not been the easiest, right? But it's something that we were put on here to do. We were put here to do. I'd like to thank our Board of Trustees for simply just working together. I don't know if people know, we don't always talk about how trying these times have been, right? We're saving police cars, we're trying to save money. We're just always trying to find ways to keep the residents first.
All right, Jay, I guess I'll be the last. Just want to also say Happy New Year. Glad to see everyone this evening. So glad that you came out.
I really want to say from the trustees to say thank you to the residents. Residents, you empower us as trustees. There was a point in time where we would go in the meetings and you get beat up and it was given the impression that we were trying to do things to stop progress. And at different points, you start to question almost your sanity and say, okay, are we doing the right thing or are we not? And it's the encouragement of the many faces in this room with Sherry and Valerie, Mary, Fania. Don't get me to call, I can't call everybody out. Dan Lee. So we really lean on your support, and that gives us the fuel needed to continue moving forward every day. So we really want to give a heartfelt thank you. And more than that, there's an ongoing or a new dialogue that people are trying to push. Well, don't worry about that. They're outsiders, and they're trying to pit us outsiders versus insiders. Outsiders, I want to say welcome to Dolton. If it were not for the assistance of these outsiders, then many of these things could not be discussed and exposed, and many of the lessons learned would not happen. So I want to say thank you to those who have taken the time and given all feedback, positive, negative. We hear it all, and we do our best to move forward in that vein. And once this next phase comes, don't go anywhere. We still need you. So I want to make sure we gave that heartfelt thank you as well to all that come. That being said, I'm going to conclude the general announcements, and we'll move next to the village clerk's report.
We say this all the time. This is a movement. This is not just a regular campaign. This is a movement. This will live on forever. And we expect you all to continue to engage us and engage this town. We don't want you to just leave once we take the seats. We want you to continue to work with us. You want us to work together to bring this community back to what it used to be. I've lived here over 30 years. My children moved, and they're constantly trying to encourage me to move, but I cannot. I have to finish this fight.
I'd like to make a superseding motion.
Floor is open to Trustee Belcher for her superseding motion.
I want to remove one item off the AP warrant list. It's for $1,000 for Kimberly Austin. And when we go into discussion, I'll discuss why.
Okay. Superseding motion, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, hearing the motion and second, any discussion?
Yes. The reason I'm asking to remove this, and it can only be until our next meeting, is because there is some discrepancies and concerns about, it's an escrow check for $1,000 for a property from a former worker of the village. And my concern was when they went in the system, when you put up an escrow, the escrow is that if there's a list of things that need to be done to the property, you pull permits, get those things done, and you have a certain amount of time to get your funds back. Well, conveniently, this was at the fourth date, fourth month. The property is in DPR Homes, but the check they're requesting is being to Kimberly Austin. And when I looked at the money order did come from Kimberly Austin, but when we go in the system, no permits have been pulled for the property. So if no permits have been pulled, then no work have been done, or if work was done, no permits was pulled, so how you getting your escrow back? So it's a matter of just doing some more research, because at this point, I'm gonna say this again, I said it before, we know that there has been a substantial amount of properties that have been taken from the village of Dolton. And at some point, it has to be put to a stop. Of course, we have 119 days to people exit the premises, but I just want to make sure that when we start looking at these things, because when we looked at the DPR homes, we found that over the last, 8 months, about 12 properties been transferred in this company's name. So I'm just asking in discussion that we remove it now until we do further research. Once whatever research is done or found, I will be happy to put it back on there, but I think at this time it needs to be removed.
Can I make a correction?
Okay. Yeah.
It wasn't 8, it's 11.
Okay. Is there a motion to go into executive session for a discussion regarding appointment, appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, and dismissal of specific employees, and discussion regarding pending or probable or imminent litigation. Is there a motion?
Second.
Hearing a motion by trustee Stan Brown and second by trustee Kiana Belcher. Any discussion? Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Okay, we will stand at recess for executive session and come out for adjournment.
Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard was the center of attention at a community meeting tonight.
Only Henyard wasn't there. Our Nate Rogers is, though. And Nate, this got heated again.
Absolutely, Don and Scott. Hours before tonight's meeting, Mayor Tiffany Henyard announced on social media that the meeting would be canceled after she received, quote, credible threats made by multiple, credible threats made against multiple elected officials. That meeting still took place tonight. As you mentioned, Henyard was not in attendance. Board of Trustees saying that they received no information on credible threats. Now, take a look inside of the meeting. A Dolton Park District auditorium was packed with residents, most of them critics of Henyard, encouraged to dress in Army fatigue. Mayor Pro Tem Jason House ran the meeting with at least 4 trustees and a clerk present, which constitutes a quorum. More than a dozen people spoke during public comments, addressing the township's animal control not being properly licensed, streets plowed in a timely fashion, and Henyard's alleged late rent payments on her home. Also present was Fania Dukes, who claims she was allegedly fired by Henyard after reported being sexually assaulted by Dolton trustee Andrew Holmes in Las Vegas last year. Holmes has not been charged in this case. Here's more from Dukes and others that spoke tonight.
Gonna be here standing up for myself by myself, but look at y'all right next to me. I love y'all too.
I would never respect someone who chose to fire a sexual assault victim to keep an alleged predator named Andrew Holmes in a seat just to vote her way.
Now she want to call in a threat of credible. She is the threat. She is the outright unadulterated threat.
We do not need her right here in this venue because we have the quorum. We swing this thing in Thornton Township, we'll have a quorum in both places.
And after public comments and general announcements, trustees went into a closed executive session to address other matters. 2 important dates were mentioned. First, a Thornton Township Town Hall taking place January 21st at 6 p.m. That's at South Suburban College. Secondly, February 25th, the day of Dolton's election. This ladies here in Dolton, Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.